Good evening, Mask enjoyers. I hope you're right. It's time for the Abnormal Barders. Yes, we have 8 skins to chase after today, that being the SAP, the Armoured Door, the Thompson, the Tier 2 Armour, and the Hoodie and Pants. The only skin that's not abnormal for today is the Junkernaught MP5. So we've got a lot to chase after, and we've got quite a lot to discuss. Now, you're probably sitting there wondering, what's an abnormal skin? What are you on about? Well, if you were to look at the description of this video right now, you'll see I provided 2 videos. The first video is a 60-second short video, which will very briefly go over all the details in regards to what abnormal skins are. In short, we know when certain skins are going to become marketable, so we want to be the fastest people to put down a buy order in hopes of buying those skins for a cheaper price. Sell them for their actual price and walk away with some sweet, delicious profits. Now, if the short video isn't enough for you, if you need some more details, watch the second video. It's 20 minutes long. It goes a lot more in depth in regards to identifying what skins are abnormal and how it all works, when it happens, timing and whatnot. You'll get the idea. No worries. All right then. So, as I said, we have 8 skins to chase after this week, but first of all, they didn't sell that much. No, I was well aware that these skins were selling pretty slowly over the course of, well, you know, the first 24 hours of sales, the 48 hours of sales. But when I look at all of these skins, they have sold a lot less than what we were expecting, especially that SAP. Let's start talking about the SAP. I looked at this initially and I thought, okay, cool, Blackout SAP, we've been waiting for something like this for a very long time. Surely, that'll probably be, oh, I don't know, maybe about 30,000 sales. Nope. When it got to 48 hours, when I did my 48-hour analysis, I thought, okay, maybe that'll do about 20,000 sales. Nope, we haven't even reached that. 17,000 subscribers. Now, just to get this point across, subscribers is always correct. That right there has 17,128. Okay, a few more people jumped in and bought this. Understood, that's cool, that's fine, there's no issue with that. But that is the absolute bare minimum. That means at least 17,083 individual people bought the skin. We don't know how many they bought, but we know that's the amount of people that have bought it so far. Cool. That's really low. That's really low. Especially when you compare it to some of the previous Blackout skins we've had in the past, more specifically the weapon skins, you know. It's less than the custom SMG. It's less than the MP5, less than the Python. I mean, we did beat the double barrel shotgun, fair enough, that's cool. But yeah, basically, I'm surprised. That was much lower than what we're expecting. Now, in truth, SUMM can only see so many accounts. Every single account that exists, it doesn't see everybody. It basically has to ask permission and whatnot. So just be aware of that. There very likely will be a lot more of them in circulation. But this is what we can work with, the 17,000 subscribers. Right then, so it's sold less than what we're expecting. What does that mean? Well, it definitely seems a lot more appealing now as an investment because less people bought this. Potentially, less people bought this in excess, which would also mean a lot less of it potentially on the Steam market afterwards. Now, I stand by my point. For the first month or so, wouldn't be surprised if you see quite a lot of listings. But as we approach the summer, as we see the kids out for summer vacation and whatnot, we're going to see the player counts rise, and in theory, we also expect to see the likes of the, skins getting a lot more demand. More people playing, more people want skins, more people spending more money for skins. It's as simple as that. Now, with the likes of the gunplay changes on the horizon, we very likely will be getting a lot of very curious and interested people jumping in, wanting to test things out and whatnot. And I can confirm, quite recently, we have in fact seen mentions of buffs for the likes of the... where is it? Is it up here? I'm looking at commits. There you go. SAP's had a buff. Reduced aim cone. Oh, that's nice. But we also had to consider this, because we never actually brought it up until now, the issue with SAR. You have a semi-automatic body. What are you going to make next? Oh, okay, here we go. Are you going to be making the SAP or are you going to be making the SAR? Now, it depends in the life cycle of, of getting your base set up initially and whatnot. Maybe you already have the SAP first. All right, sure, yeah, you're going to get the SAP, you're going to use the SAP. Good gun demand and whatnot. But when you can make both of them, which one are you going to pick out? Yeah, this is a little bit awkward. But there's something I really need to address as well. Something that's happened recently in regards to new content that potentially could affect the SAR, which should only help out the SAP. So let's jump in. I'm sure many of you are well aware that quite recently we've seen the likes of this brand new SKS being introduced. Now, initially, it was going to be with the Nomad Hazmat pack. You know, that $10 pack on the general store and the Rust store? Yeah? That was going to be a skin for the SAR. But loads of people looked at it and thought, oh, cool, so you've modelled this very cool looking gun and it's got its own sound effects and whatnot, and you're making it a skin? So loads of people are like, why not just make it its own weapon? And now it's gotten to the point where Facepunch are like, actually, you know what? We're going to take a step back. That's not going to be released in the pack. We're probably going to think on that a bit more. AKA, they listened. That very likely will become its own weapon. Which would mean that means we'll have another semi-automatic rifle in the game. So what's going to happen? You're going to have the SAR and the SKS. I'm under the impression they might nerf the SAR a bit so the SKS takes its place. And if you can think like handguns, you've got the revolver, the SAP, and then the Python. Well, then you'd have the SAR, the SKS, and then the M39. Makes sense, I guess. So if they do potentially step back and kind of nerf the SAR, maybe you might see a lot more usage now with the likes of SAPs. Oh, it's all fantasy and fear crafting. Don't take that like 100%, but by default, I know people are still using SAPs very reasonably at the moment. They'll have to beam. I can't help but assume that Blackout SAP's going to be doing very, very good. All right? I can't help but assume, purely based on the fact that, number one, it's a Blackout skin. We've had this discussion before. Go look at all the custom SMGs, for example, right? You see that one's doing good, but go look at all the other ones, all right? Funny thing is, we're also getting a custom SMG buff. That's the funny thing, so maybe they actually get a bit of an improvement. But looking over to here, every single custom SMG skin that's come out over the past 5 or so years, not looking very good. But then you look at the Blackout one. So can't help but assume he's going to be doing all right. And again, you know, when we look at the likes of LR300s and whatnot, we see all the skins, we can see that there's gun demand issues and whatnot, purely based on the fact that many of the skins are just not being used and very damn bad, you know, all of them in the negative. When you look at SAPs, it's a bit 50-50. It does get used quite a fair bit. Skins are desired. So looking at the state of that, 17,000 sales does make it the second most bought skin so far, which is quite ridiculous. Only 17,000, but just wanted to point that out. We haven't even beat the toy SAP, and that's only down by 11% at the moment. That's only got 38 listings on the Steam market. 40. Okay, 40 then. That's nothing. On average, every single skin, on average, on the Rust Steam market has about 100 quantity. That's only got 40. And that's the skin that was the most bought SAP skin in existence. So what do you reckon's going to happen to this? What future do you see for the likes of this? Guys, I can't help but assume it's going to be a very nice investment. I don't think it's born as, well, excessively as I initially thought. I am under the impression that that's probably something we want to go pretty strong on with a buy order. So looking at that, I'm thinking I'm probably going to do at least $2. $2 and, well, I mean, even closer. Maybe I'll do like $1.80 and $2.20, $2.30. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I can't help but assume we're going to see buy orders going all the way up to $2.49. Wouldn't surprise me. This is very much looking to be a weapon skin I'm going to be buying myself, and I'm pretty sure you will too. When we look at the buy order support later, I will not be surprised in the slightest if it goes all the way up to $2.49, and I would not be surprised over the course of the next 24 hours we'll probably see this bump up to about 20,000 sales in total. But as time goes on, throughout, you know, the rest of this summer and whatnot, will that hold up and do quite nicely? Can't help but I can't help but assume it will. So yeah, euros or US. I always reference everything in US. All right, always in USD, because everybody should know their currency in comparison to USD. All right, just pointing that out. So yeah, I think I'm doing at least $2. I think I'm probably getting real close to a $2.49 buy order. We should also take into consideration, whilst we have the summer, you know, pretty much at our doorstep, don't forget about the autumn fall seasonal dip. You know, that very likely might lead to some problems. Oh no, maybe it goes down to around $2 in the future. Oh, woe is me. But like, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Like, when you look at all Blackout skins, when times are good, you pretty much see every single one of them in the positive. And when times are bad, you might see a few more of them in the negative. People love the Blackout collection. They are very invested into it. And I just can't help but assume there's just far too many more positives like this compared to negatives. I don't think we'll be seeing any negative things happening to the SAP itself in regards to the weapon. But the SAR, we'll wait and see. It might be replaced with a brand new weapon. Will that SKS also want a semi-automatic body? Because when you think of it like this, when you think about it like this, the SAR's like a makeshift weapon. You know, it's like a DIY weapon. Would it, or should it compare well to the likes of the SKS, or should it be weaker compared to it? And I'm not saying get rid of the SAR outright, just like have it be replaced with the SKS. We'll see. So that's just all theory. None of it's definitive. I don't even think we're getting the weapon changes tomorrow, May 4th wipe. I can't help but assume they're probably going to work on it and cooking it more throughout all of May, and then we'll probably get it around June, with it being a 2-year anniversary of the combat update back in 2022. Do you remember when they nerfed the MP5 and whatnot? I remember, because all my MP5 investments went down bad. Thanks, face punch. Yeah. So anyway, I think things are looking very nice for that Blackout SAP. Please keep an eye on the commits. things are going to get very interesting potentially throughout the rest of this month, because technically now it's already May, so awesome. Right, so Blackout SAP, I'm going to probably do at least $1.80 to up to about $2.30. And I can't help but assume a lot of you are probably just go all the way down to about $2.49. There's going to be a very fun future ahead of this. Let's see what happens next. Let's move on to the next skin. Shadowborn Armored Door. Vase, I feel so bad talking about this because look, Vase, just look at me, alright? I'm sorry to say, but I know this is going to go down below its rust door price. It's an armored door skin. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Don't hate on me, don't hate on me, Vase, alright? Don't hate on me, but I can't help but assume that's going to go down to at least $2 at some point, which is exactly what happened to likes the Sheepman door. But what's the Sheepman door doing right now? It went back up because we got more skins accepted. As you can see right here, at its lowest point, this was sitting at around $1.90 at one point. Now it's boosted back up to $2.70. We've got more skins accepted. It's not too thick with its resistance. Yeah, you got a fairly decent amount of them below its rust door price, but as we approach the summer, will things improve? Well, the bar of support we see as of now, it's still doing okay. But yeah, just wanted to point out the sheet metal door went down pretty bad. But armored doors are a different type of situation. How often are you even reaching the point where you have an armored door? Is that enough justification to own an armored door skin? Sorry, Vase, I don't want it. It's not my problem. Well, you got your sales, so you're happy. Shut up. All right, anyway, best of luck to you with your porcelain rug. Have you seen the amount of upvotes it got? Mate, cool. Let's see. I'll probably show that off in a second. But anyway, Shadowborn Armored Door. With all due complete the sets, potentially. We'll have to wait and see if tomorrow's Rust Door and the blog post, is there going to be a proper announcement? Or if there's nothing, if nothing's said, I don't think we're actually going to be getting complete the sets for May 2024. But yeah, we still have the likes of the Locker skin. We still have the likes of the Sheepman door. We'll see what potentially happens with that. It could still grow. We shall see. We shall see. But I've seen armored doors in collections, and they still do go down pretty bad. For example, what was it? Was it Neon Vibes? Neon Vibes was our recent comparison, and that armored door is still down by about a quarter, which is now less than $2. That's unfortunate, but it's happened, and that kind of leaves me a little bit worried. I respect the skin. It hasn't sold insanely, which probably would make it, perform a fair bit better. But, yeah, I don't think it's retaining that $2.99 price. I could see it working out quite nicely, though, if we do see more skins being produced. But Vase and Cubers did take a break this week. We saw the return of Porcelain instead, so we'll talk more about that a little bit later. Bombshell Thompson. Right, so this only did 10,500 subscribers. If I were to just quickly go over to the... Oh, I didn't say a price. Sorry about that. Sorry. Back over to the Shadowborn Armored Door. My apologies. Price. I'm probably doing between... what am I doing? $1.20 to $1.80, because I feel like that's going to creep down to around $2, exactly like the Sheepman door did. But I can't help but assume things will have a bit of a turnaround at some point and work out a whole lot better. Right, okay. And what I should have also done, real quickly, is just quickly compare all the subscriber counts, and I've done the wrong thing there. Whoopsie. Armored doors, subscriber counts, how does it fare compared to all the other ones? Come on. And the answer is kind of smack dab in the middle. Not too bad, but when you look at all of these next to it, down 43, down 32, down 49, down 67, down 42, kind of leaves you a little bit worried. Right, now we can talk about Bombshell Thompson. Right then, so, hello Bombshell Thompson, how you doing? 10,500 sales so far, which is okay, it's not too bad. If we were to compare to all the other Thompson skins, the subscriber counts, let's go do that. Where are you? Well, you're positioned... pretty low. Wow. Oh, wow. I didn't realise it was that bad. Well, not necessarily bad. I'm just surprised it didn't sell that much. But anyway, looking at that, okay, that's a bit of a surprise. Okay. Now, there's nothing really wrong with the skin or anything. It's totally fine. Seems okay to me and whatnot. But ever since we had those aim cone changes, things have just kind of gotten a fair bit worse for the likes of the Thompson, especially its skins and whatnot. Comparing to all of these other skins, well... $2.49, which seems to be a fairly base sort of price with the likes of a Thompson. If we were to go by highest price, where are you positioned? You're already in the upper half at $2.49. Wow. And that means a lot of these are below that. The actual base price is $1.99, just to confirm that. So, I mean, I am conflicted. I'm looking at it. I still think it's going to go below its rust door price. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do $1 to $1.50. I don't think it's going to go down terribly, but I can't help but assume it's still going to go down a fair bit. Now, the amount of sales it had, that's not that bad. That's okay. It's fairly all right. But even then, I can't help but assume it's going to probably end up at around $2 at some point. So with a $1.50 buy order, yeah, I could buy them, flip it, still get some decent profit. That's good. I'm fine with that. That's my approach. So that's what I'm going to roll with. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm going to do at the very least. So it's up to you if you want to offer a little bit more, go a bit more aggressive. But just remember this. If you offer too much, you're very likely, more likely, potentially going to get dumped on if anybody were to dump. So be prepared for such a thing. Let's move on to Cel Tier 2. All right, first things first, we have to confirm this. The skin creator that made this broke their arm. They probably won't be making a sequel for quite some time. I'm not joking. We did see a Cel AK-47. Just to quickly confirm that, we did see a continuation at the very least. That's nice, that's cool. But for the likes of Tier 3 and Hoodie and Pants, that might take a while to get produced. It's unfortunate, but life. Sorry. So these only did about 10,000 sales. That's fine. And, well, I mean, the main thing I was hoping for was to see continuations happening, more specifically more armor and clothing pieces, but that didn't happen. I'm not hating, but I do know a lot of people will get impatient. I know that's going to happen. So I'm under the impression, right? That these very likely will be going below the restore price. But these are selling for $1.49. Just to point that out, most armor and clothing pieces tend to sell for around 99 cents each. And when it goes down a little bit below, like 70 cents or whatever, it's not too bad when we see that. But looking at these, I'm worried they are going to go below the restore price by a fair bit. But if we do see those continuations eventually, oh yeah, they'll spike back up again if they're accepted and whatnot. So looking at that, I think I'm just going to play it safer. I think I'm going to do between 50 to 80 cents buy orders. 50 cents is playing it extra safe. 80 cents is going a little bit closer to $1 because I can't help but assume it might end up at around $1. Or we shall see. 10,000 sales isn't ridiculous, but we do need to see if we do eventually get continuations. And I know, how long does a broken arm normally take to fix? What, good month and a half? Do you reckon other investors, other people, are going to be willing to wait that long? Heavens no. Be prepared, be wary of potential dumping. So cool, we've got that figured out. Chameleon Hoodie and Pants, to my surprise, didn't actually sell that much in comparison to the likes of the Tier 3 armor. Now this has behaved very weirdly. I know for a fact because someone dumped like 35 listings on me from the face mask, and then it went back up to $2 at one point. Now it's gone back down to $1.70. This is strange, this is weird. But let me put it this way. This is a bit of detective work, alright? Alright? This is a bit of detective work. Don't take this as a 100% guarantee. Milho Frito, if you've seen his past, you would notice that this man has produced a lot of Twitch drops and whatnot, alright? So, this is just between you and me, alright? Twitch drop, Twitch drop, Twitch drop, Twitch drop, scroll, Twitch drop, Twitch, 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 Twitch. Have I made my point? Okay, cool. So he makes a lot of Twitch drops. Hedge, what are you on about? What are you talking about? What are you going on about? I'm sitting here thinking I'm definitely going to be seeing the Tier 2 at some point, alright? You know how we saw these recent surprise Twitch submissions? Twitch skin submissions? Oh, look how pretty they are. Oh, as much as you can sit there and say you don't want it, oh, you're going to get it. Well, these are bigger streamers that don't actually play Rust. The last time they played Rust was when some sort of OTV event took place, alright? I can't help but assume that these people were actually asked by Facepunch themselves for some sort of special event that might be potentially be on the horizon. As in, these are all but guaranteed to definitely be accepted as Twitch drops. Well, this was made by Duck. This was made by Bad Trip. This was made by 1on-J. Well-established skin creators. I can't help but assume we very likely will be seeing another skin being produced by Mr. Milho Frito. Maybe he makes more general drops. Maybe he's making a specific skin for a specific big streamer. Who knows? We shall see. But typically, we tend to see these same streamers getting quite a lot of acceptances just after some sort of Twitch event has taken place after they produced Twitch skins. So, if you're sitting there worrying about, oh, I don't think we're ever going to see the Tier 2 armor being accepted, I think we probably still will. I'm optimistic that we're still potentially going to see a nice core piece being accepted after the Hoodie and Pants. I do think we will see a complete set of the Chameleon set. And just to point out, very recently we did get boots and gloves being submitted. And even boots and gloves do help out and cause a boost in demand for the likes of clothing and armor pieces. Alright? So I know everything I just said might sound like a bit of a stretch, but it also is pretty routine, and it happens quite a lot. Let's just put it that way. And I can't help but assume he's definitely 100% making a Twitch drop. It wasn't too hard to figure out, let me put it that way. He's always producing a Twitch drop, and if we are potentially having some sort of special Twitch event potentially on the horizon, I am pretty sure Mr. Milho Frito's quality works will be put in place and be producing something very nice fairly soon. So, either way, looking at these hoodie pants more specifically now, I don't think a lot of people appreciated them. I don't think a lot of people like them, and we have to take that into consideration. Yeah, it's shiny. Probably people didn't really like that much. But hey, maybe you could see it as like some nice, cheap, affordable blackout armor. This is a massive stretch. If you're wearing darker armor, like a vest or a tier 3 piece, chest plate over that, yeah, people aren't going to see that. They might see the shining on the arms and whatnot. That can still happen. But do you understand what I mean? Maybe. Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? Either way, look. It hasn't sold that much. It's only done about 9,000 subscribers each. That by tomorrow it's going to probably reach around then. That's 3,000 less sales compared to the tier 3 armors. If we do see tier 2 on the horizon, or the boots and gloves, yes, I do expect, by default, spike in demand, spike in price for all of this. So, I'm in a good position. I think it's looking alright. I think we can do a fairly decent barter on these. So what price are you going to offer for these then, Hedge? Well, I don't know how long it's going to take until we see the likes of a continuation for this, but we do have boots and gloves, and I can't help but assume that we'll see them being accepted. I'm confident. I'm going to probably do $1 to $1.50. Pretty much exactly what I did with the tier 3 armor. But I just want to warn all of you, I did get dumped on. But I did buy those for a much cheaper price than $1.99 each. And if we do see continuations, which I'm optimistic for, based on that whole little ramble I had, I can't help but assume I'll be able to sell these for a better price in the future. We'll see. If you want to play it safer, stick with $1. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, go up to $1.50. Go a little bit higher. It's up to you. You control yourself, don't you? But yeah, those are what I suggest. That's what I'm going to do. And yeah, you can copy me if you want to. But on the horizon, what's going on? Well, again, it's all just guessing at the moment. I think it's going to round up for something around June. A lot of people did sit here and say, oh, but Hedge, doesn't that conflict with the Elden Ring DLC? No, it doesn't, because Elden Ring DLC comes out like late June, so I can't help but assume we'll probably have some sort of special event for June Force Wipe. Getting all those kids that have just come out of school, having their summer vacations, watching Twitch to get those Twitch drops, wanting to play Rust for the summer, the big summer push, big advertising, loads of people jumping in, playing the game, and then we get lots of player counts going up and up, 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 and demand for skins goes up, 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 and we're all happy. That's all potential. We'll see. But you get the idea. They want to put an effort in to make sure people are acknowledging Rust exists and want to play Rust, and then of course more people play the game. So it's nice to see. I'm not going to say no. And of course, you know, if we do end up having some sort of combat update for June 2024, all the better. Again, lots of curious people wanting to jump in and take part and enjoy it and see if things are better now. You know, oh well, LR300s are actually nice now. Cool. I'm going to shoot people from across the map, exactly like how things were with an ACR and Modern Warfare 2 like 10 years ago. Oh. Right, anyway, so that was all the abnormal skins. Let's start talking about the likes of the only regular skin. So just to point out, this Junkernaught MP5, it is not abnormal. That's a regular skin. That will only become marketable when the Rust is rotated tomorrow. And with only about 6,000 subscribers, I don't think people cared for this skin. I mean, I don't want to sound mean, but I can see it's not exactly the most appealing looking skin. But in terms of a DIY approach, battle worn and whatnot, I respect that. I respect its design. That looks cool. For what it is, I respect it. But based on what we've seen in previous MP5s, which have come out this year, what do you mean? Down 45, down 11, down 32, down 23, down 19. I can't help but assume that MP5 is very likely going to struggle a fair bit. I can't help but assume that Junkernaught MP5 will probably go down to around $1, which would mean we're going to offer 60 cents to 80 cents as a buy order. That's my answer. Sorry to say, but yeah. However, you never know. Something with very low purchases could end up becoming manipulated at some point in the future. If that sounds interesting to you, why not consider offering a higher price? It's up to you if you want to try and see if anything like that could work out, but yeah. Right then. So, that was everything. We discussed everything right there and then. And as I said earlier, based on what we've seen with the likes of this, I can't help but assume these big Twitch streamers were asked by Facepunch themselves to get some skins made by, you know, quality artists. And I expect more. And I am kind of assuming that we very likely will be having some sort of event that will probably kick off around June time, kicking off the summer, getting lots of people wanting to, you know, get involved with Rust, watch Rust, play Rust, you get the idea. And if we do see more and more changes to weapons, sorry, I'm brain rot, sorry, you know, SAP buffs, SAR buffs, or maybe things could change if they're going to introduce the SKS as its own weapon, you know. We've seen custom SMG buffs. Where is it? There you go. Yeah. If they're going to constantly keep working on these throughout May, because I kind of don't think we're going to see it in tomorrow's May 4 swipe update, then it's very likely just going to be a combat update. 2-year anniversary of the last one, which is fine. I'm not going to say no. So keep an eye on the commits. That's the word. Keep an eye on the commits. Let's see what happens next. Now, what else can be mentioned? Other Twitch drops. So there's this Twitch drops render on the likes of the commits, and we have seen mentions of a chippy box and now some sort of special tool gun. Right. So I'm not sure if this is guaranteed. Maybe this might be a tool for the devs themselves, maybe. But in theory, we're getting some sort of chippy-themed box, whether it's a large box or a small box, and then we're getting potentially a special tool gun of some sort, if that's actually something for us, or maybe it's just for them, the devs. We'll see. But just wanted to point out, they're cooking something, and this, yeah, all the more in theory for some sort of special event taking place some point around June time. Keep an eye on the commits, all right? There's lots of very interesting information being mentioned here all the time. You just got to keep an eye on it, all right? So look in the description of this video. I'm pretty sure you'll see a link to the commits there. Cool. So, what else needs to be mentioned? Oh yeah, Mr. Vase, we're talking about your skins. Right, so tomorrow's Rust Store. Tomorrow's Rust Store is going to be a May 4 swipe. It's going to be an update. It's going to be an early Rust Store. That is to be expected. Do not be surprised if tomorrow's Rust Store is early. The rotation is early, is what I'm trying to point out. So tonight's purchases of these abnormal skins, you really need to think about if you want to buy some of these skins, all right? Because you've probably only got maybe, let's see, from here, you're looking at about maybe 6 o'clock in the evening, UK time, the Rust Store will rotate tomorrow. 6 o'clock UK time tomorrow, all right? So for some of you, that might be a fair bit early, especially if you're in America. You might need to go jump in and buy some skins at tomorrow's lunchtime. Just pointing that out. Right, okay, so what potentially could be picked for tomorrow? Well, of course, if you watch my Rust Workshop skin checks, which is located right over here, and of course on my YouTube, right over here, you could see that we had a lovely batch of skins that were submitted. Lots of continuations. Remember, I always add chapters for all the continuations that we discuss. And, of course, if I quickly hop over to here, these are all the new skins that appeared over the past weekend and as of Monday. If we were to see any of these skins being accepted, they would be early picks, alright? And, well, there's a very notable skin right here. I'll talk more about that in a second. Ooh. And, of course, we also have the likes of TGG's top picks list. This is the definitive list. Please make sure you go give this a good look and also watch the video if you so wish. These are the skins you should expect to be picked from tomorrow. But with what we've seen recently, we've been seeing a lot of late picks, we've been seeing a lot of early picks. Maybe we don't see so many skins being picked from here tomorrow. We shall see, but keep an eye on that at the very least. This is the thing that you should be keeping an eye on. Right, why was I making such a fuss about that porcelain rug over here? Well, of course, this is a version 2 of a beloved skin we saw being produced last year, part of a notable collection, the porcelain collection. This has so much support behind it. So if I go over to micro522.com, we can see all the skins that have been submitted somewhat recently. And if we were to look at scores, Porcelain Rug is outdoing the MP LOL Garage Door. Yeah, by quite a fair bit. That has almost 70 score. Now, that's a rare sight to see. But what's also a rare sight to see is the upvote to downvote ratio being 3. Above 3, that's madness. So Vase, if you're still watching, mate, people clearly like this. People clearly want this. Now let's go see if Facepunch actually accepts it tomorrow. oh, let's not get depressed now. Come on now. But yeah, you've also got the likes of the sheet metal base box right there, Tomb of the Octopus sheet metal door, Chameleon roadside gloves, and boots, the club double door, Moon Guard sheet metal door, Apocalypse Nomad Python, which by the way, just so happens to have a very cool looking aim sight right there. Oh, you thought the Blackout Python was valuable? Well, now something's outdone it with even more transparency. Ooh. So yeah, lots of interesting things potentially on the horizon that could be picked up tomorrow. Micro522.com will be linked in the description as well if you want to go see this for yourself. Do you want to see all the skins based on upvotes? Click that once. There you go. MP Low has a lot. What about downvotes? Wow. Okay. QT Cinderella's has a lot. Ooh, okay. Do you want to see everything by upvote to downvote ratio? There you go. Do you want to see everything based on score? Well, click that. There you go. It's easy. It's not hard to do. So look at the description. You'll better go to this website as well. Micro522.com, very helpful and gives you a lovely little insight. And tomorrow, when the Rust rotates, if you click accepted skins, you'll get a quick snapshot of those skins that have been accepted. It'll be all listed all there, so you'll be able to see that. Cool. You get the idea. Right then, so we've discussed pretty much everything we needed to do, and shall we now skip ahead and start, do the barders. So with that. Right, we've got 8 abnormal skins to chase after, and I've discussed with my chat what are you going to prioritise in doing the bard run first, because of course if many people are focusing the likes of the SAP, maybe you might want to focus the Chameleon Clothing or the Shadowborn Armoured Door. You get the idea. But I'm committed to this SAP, and away I go. 1 o'clock in the morning. Is it going to immediately appear? Probably. There we go. Oh, 300 barders immediately. That's fine. I can live with that. Oh. Okay, I accidentally copy-pasted the amount that was put down there. And do you know what I'll do? I want to go skip over to here. Do this one. Hello. We've got, over 1,000 barders now. Well, that's just normal, isn't it? That's the way you do it. All right. 66. Right, yeah, I want to go strong barders and the likes of that, and then back over to here, we have the likes of these to chase after as well. We've got the Chameleon hoodie. All right, barder prices are suggesting. I said I wanted to do around that. $1-ish. Wow, someone's doing 2. Okay, well, I mean, props to you, I guess. Right, hello you, this thing right here in front of me. Wow. Ah, we've got the Cel kilt. Right, some people are going pretty strong on you, quite a lot of you aren't. Right, okay, fair enough. I see it, I understand it. We did discuss the situation. I'm probably going to do 5.7. I'm going to probably do 40. That's equal to about 65 cents, I believe. Bombshell Thompson. Oh, okay, right. Okay, we've got to remember what I said there. $1 to $1.50. Right, okay, so we're going to go do that. 0.82. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Yep, that's fine. Okay, 50. Over to here. Yeah, I got the rest of the sales stuff. Wow. So that's only going up to about 70 cents. Wow. All right, then. Very well then, it is what it is. I'm guessing this is the exact same thing. Same thing, yep. I'm pretty sure we'll see some more barders as time goes on, but seems pretty low. So that was all the barders. We're now going to skip ahead, and then of course we'll discuss the likes of the abnormal barder support. So that. Right then, it's been about 24 minutes, and as you can see, all of these skins are currently marketable, so let's go ahead and take a look at their barter support and see how they're currently holding up. And what do you see right here? The Blackout SAP, currently in the Rust store for $2.49, with barders going all the way up to $2.37. Yeah, that was expected, wasn't it? Now, it's only got 1,500 requests. Doesn't look like it had a barter bot on it, so that's nice. But as you can see, the barter build-up, that is looking very, 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 very well invested into. And it's got many big fat barders all the way and above $2. That right there is looking like a perfectly fine thing to consider buying into. And I am going to do that myself. I'm going to go buy maybe a couple hundred of these. I'm feeling confident throughout the rest of this summer it will hold its value. It will probably rise up in price ever so nice. If you've been keeping an eye on the commits, you'd know that the SAP's been, well, written down to have a buff. So, yeah, keep an eye on that. I'm confident. It's a Blackout skin. It's very likely going to be retaining its value. It did not sell as much as we expected. I don't think it had a ton of purchases in excess. There will probably be some now, though. But overall, I still stand at the point of this looks like it's going to be comfortable. It looks like it's going to be okay. Now, maybe you might want to sell them during the likes of this summer, before the likes of the autumn-fall seasonal dip, you know, September, October, November. Or maybe you hold on to them until post-Christmas. Well, you remember the last post-Christmas. But anyway, you get the idea. Summer might be the best play. Even then, after looking at those previous Blackout skins that we've had from like 2 years ago, over the past 2 years, they've just slowly risen up in price ever so nice, and it worked out all right for them. So if you're feeling confident in that, if you're looking for something to buy, that right there looks to be a perfect option. Only spend so much from what you can potentially lose. Don't, like, get a mortgage. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. But only offer what you can lose, all right? And I'll be honest with you, I don't think you'll be losing much. I think, at the very least, you'll see this retain its value ever so nicely for the foreseeable future. As time goes on, it'll gradually rise up in price. And if we do see those gunplay changes, you know, positively affecting the SAP, all the better for it. P2 meta. Yeah, let's go. So, we'll see how that works out. Chameleon hoodie and pants. Well, this is selling for $1.99 right now, and it's got barders pushing all the way up to $1.58. That's fine. That's what we kind of discussed. That's what we expected, and that's where it's currently at. So, will we see that tier 2 on the horizon? I had quite a lovely ramble earlier discussing that, and I can't help but assume we will be seeing it. Mr. Milho Frito will be making it, and will it be accepted? Well, we'll have to wait and see, but I'm feeling confident it will likely happen. It's been a very successful set with a lot of sales, but the hoodie and pants didn't sell that much, did they? Regardless, we got the boots and gloves that were recently submitted. Maybe we'll see them tomorrow with the likes of the May Force wipe. We shall see, we shall see. And yet, Micro, I want to talk about that as well. That's something else that's been mentioned recently. So with that, yeah, hoodie and pants, if you really want to go for it, I think you could just stick with doing a buy order. But maybe you could go buy some. Didn't sell that much. Just be warned, people have been dumping tier 3. Do you think they'll do the same with the likes of the hoodie and pants? Or with the fact that these have sold like 3,000 less compared to the tier 3 armor, maybe that might be alright. Maybe that might be perfectly fine to just jump into. Maybe we won't see a ton of these listed on the Steam market. It's for you to consider, and you don't really have that much time left. By the time this is uploaded, you probably only have a few hours left to make a purchase if you really want to, because it's going to be an early rust or rotation tomorrow. Just going to reiterate that, right? So, looking at this, it looks fine, looks stable, but if we don't see another Chameleon tier 2, or if we don't see any more Chameleon clothing and armor pieces for a while, it might not be super great. Impatient investors are a thing, alright? But boots and gloves, I feel like they have a fairly decent chance of appearing fairly soon, so keep an eye out for that. Alright, cool. Right, Shadowborn Armored Door. I said this, I don't expect it to retain its $3 price. It didn't sell that much. 13,000 sales isn't that much bare minimum subscribers. But, yeah, Armored Doors aren't reliable investments. Looking at that, the highest big fat builder is only at $1.67. That might be me. I think that's me. Anyway, looking at the state of that, well, yeah, it's going to go below its roster price. How low will it go? Don't fully know, but it didn't sell that much, and I do expect more Shadowborn skins to be produced, and I wouldn't be surprised if more of them get accepted, but it might not be happening in the short term, but it might be happening eventually, alright? 4 skins so far, 4 deplorable skins to be precise. We'll see what potentially happens next with that, but for now, you could just probably stick with doing a strong buy order. See this $2.55 buy order and this $2.15 buy order? Wouldn't be surprised if those people pick that up for that price. You could probably do the same. You could probably just put down a $2 buy order. Wouldn't be surprised if you pick up a whole bunch. Right then, moving on to the next thing, Bombshell Thompson, currently in the Rust store for $1.99. It's got barders pushing all the way up to about $1.42. That's not bad. That's okay. That's fine. I did say $1 or $1.50. It didn't sell that much. I only did 10,500. We did make a comparison to all the other Thompsons. It's actually low, like very low sales for a Thompson. So we'll see how that potentially turns out in the future. But for now, yeah, I mean, it's not a crazy skin, but it's a perfectly fine, suitable skin. Used for Red Aim sight. Got the cool little Sky Shark right there, design. So, yeah, we'll see. With the barter support that it has, comfortably going all the way above $1, all the way up to about $1.30-ish, and then, you know, $1.40. So, they rarely ever go below $1. Rarely. I'll be honest with you, I've never really seen it happen. So, Thompsons are still reliable to a point, but they're not just like super reliable skins to invest to currently right now. So, it's unfortunate. They used to be better, but not so much anymore. Over to here with the likes of the Cel Tier 2. The kilt is looking pretty okay-ish. Barders only went up to about 82 cents. Again, we discussed this. I said 50 cents to 80 cents. That's where it's currently at. That's where it's currently at. So I don't think we'll be seeing Cel hoodie and pants and tier 3 for a while. As I said, the skin creator themselves, they broke their arm. So let's hope they have a lovely recovery. Let's hope it, goes nice and smoothly. Let's not rush them. Don't go messaging on their comment section and saying, where's the sequel? Where's the sequel? Give me. Chill out, right? They can hardly move their arm properly right now, so let them take their time, let them get better, and then we'll see what happens next. Alright then, so at the very least, with that, it does look like it's going to go below its restore price. You could just probably stick with a strong barter. So out of everything today, honestly, it's mainly looking like the SAP. If you wanted to make a purchase right now, if you wanted to buy a skin, hoping to be able to sell it and at least get your money back, the Blackout SAP is the option. I'll be honest with you, based on the position that these two are in, the hoodie and pants also look pretty interesting. They do. And as I said, they have sold like 3,000 less compared to tier 3 armor. If we do get tier 2, and tier 2 sells more than, hoodie and pants, like more equal to around tier 3, the hoodie and pants will most likely become the most valuable pieces out of the Chameleon set. Clothing and armor, that is. That's something for you to consider. So, that's up to you. But like this, I am going to be buying some of these. So I'll probably talk more about that tomorrow. We do a Rust or Rotation stream. Feel free to look in the description of this video to get the links to the likes of my socials, most notably my Twitch, because I'll be on tomorrow. Right then, so we have a few more things to just quickly discuss, as Mr. Micro had linked earlier. Please keep an eye on the commits for the rest of this month. As you can see right here, talking about potentially seeing the SKS as a brand new weapon now, rather than just a skin. We also have the likes of the Blunderbuster. Now, if you aren't fully well aware of this is some sort of like, how do I say this? It might just be like a much better Ioka. It's like a big hybrid of like a shotgun and a handgun. It's weird. Is it the Blunderbuss? I think it's the Blunderbuss. But if I type in Blunderbuster, you get like a lot of these. Yeah, it's that. So thank you for pointing that out, Mr. Micro. That potentially is a brand new weapon on the horizon, and you'd only know about that if you've been keeping an eye on the commits. Oh yes, right. And of course, I didn't mention this earlier because I'm an idiot. I forgot. In the Twitch drops renders, we've been noticing Chippy Box being mentioned. Chippy Box, what's that? Sounds like some sort of special item or skin being produced, potentially as a Twitch drop in the upcoming batch of Twitch drops. Wow, maybe that'll be a general drop or something. Something is on the horizon. Something is cooking. Face Puncher's up to something, alright? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying. But, yeah. Keep an eye on the commits. Keep an eye out on all the new content that's being mentioned. As we know, bikes are on the horizon as well. That's still going to take some time to cook. Let's not rush that. Maybe some point in the summer. I look forward to it. But yeah, that's basically it. Tomorrow's, well, for me it's later, but the Rust store is expected to rotate around 6 o'clock in the evening UK time, alright? So be prepared for that. It'll be an early Rust store rotation. That's the expectation. It might still be a normal Rust store rotation time, but it will most likely be early. Be prepared for an early Rust store. So when you look at all of these skins, you will most likely need to quickly figure out if you just want to stick with doing a buy order or if you actually want to make a purchase. But as I said, personally, I'm going to be jumping on that. I'm going to go grab a bunch of those for myself, and I'm just going to wait and see if the summer looks pretty good. And as I said, looking at the summer, if we repeat last year, I'm going to be pretty happy. And with the efforts and what's currently going on for what potentially might be happening in the future, especially with all the changes to the likes of, potentially new weapons. Potentially, there might be some sort of battle pass system being worked on in the near future. Not right now, but eventually. We've just got to wait and see what's going to happen next, alright? So, at the very least, that's what we're expecting tomorrow. Fixes, improvements, but are the actual gunplay changes going to be put in place? Will the LR300 suddenly be getting a lot more love? Are you going to make investments towards the LR300? You've got to start considering things now. Go take a look at those Damon Strike LR300s, for example. Well, it's up to you then. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Let's go see what the next Rust store is like tomorrow. And yeah, that's what it is. So.